Hello, I'm Jennifer Snyder. Welcome to the Flying Unicorns Ustream shows. Next week is Robbie. Yes, next week is Robbie. And we always look forward to Robbie's shows because sometimes she throws these zinger words in that we just love. So yay for that. Let's see. The kit is coming close to being a reveal day. Last day of the month is reveal day, and the kit is amazing. I saw all of the kit reveals this time because I worked on some of the photos, and they blew me away. So you're gonna love the kit if you haven't pre-ordered it. And some of you may already have your kits. I hear the... Okay, it's not for me. So anyways, let's get started. What you see in the show, if it's available in the store, is 10% off, is the weekly Ustream special. And that's available through the next Ustream show on Wednesday. So let's see if I can pan down. Now I'm using a brand new stand, mic stand or camera stand. So my husband's got a jury rig so that it won't tip over. So let's see if I can pan down successfully. That's always the goal. So let's see, pan down. The pan down and flip around. Hey, not too bad. That is not too bad. Thanks everybody for showing up. I really appreciate it. I'm going to turn a light on, another light, and get some better light here. Okay, so this is what my project, I'm hoping my little things don't distract you, but it's just how it's going to be. This is the Sweet Paris from Trimcraft, and I just think it's gorgeous. It's floral. Actually, it's like very classic papers. I don't know if Alda has it anymore in the store because I've used it a couple times on some of my other shows, and it's so gorgeous that I think it went. But maybe she'll get some more since it was such a success. So this is, you know, I don't have a lot of technique, but that's all right. We're just going to move along, and I'll show you what I got. So with the Trimcraft collection, it comes with a lot of really cool embellishments. It comes with these I don't know what you call them, fan flowers or something. You guys always know the words. I don't ever know the right words. It's got some stick pins, it's got some buttons that are awfully cute, and it's got some dies. So I'm going to show you the dies, and we're going to work a little bit with the dies. So, okay, let's get started. I'm going to keep the project close at hand because inevitably I always forget to do something. And then Cynthia, after the show, Cynthia's like, Jen, I was trying to get your attention. You forgot, like, the most important part, the pictures or some crazy thing. So anyways, all I did was I took my piece of paper and I ripped it. I know. Some of you guys are just, don't be afraid to rip your paper. Just buy 2 sheets. That's how I handle it. If I make a mistake, then I go from the green and I switch to pink. You know, it's just paper. And then I'm gonna just trim, like rip the top as well. And that is gonna go here. If I want it ripped a little bit more, I think I might take a little bit more off the bottom. How's everybody tonight? I thank you all for tuning in. I was saying before the show went live that, gosh darn, it's humid out today. So when I pan back up, I might look like a totally different person with big, wild, crazy hair. But my crazy voice will be the same. So, okay, so I'm not gluing it yet. Normally I glue as I go, but not this time. I'm going to pull out my second layer, which is this one. And with stripes, if it doesn't bother you, then just rip. But I like to be cognizant of the way my stripes are going, so I'm going to rip it with the stripes going, well, these are vertically. That's kind of how I want the vertical pattern to show under my page. But I kind of already made a little mistake because I want the white rip to show. So I'm going to have to go back up here and rip again. And get the white. Otherwise, the way I was ripping wasn't showing my white paper. I don't want that. Right, go back in here and rip the proper way. There is no proper way to rip, but just the effect that I want. Okay, so I'm going to slide it under here. Like that. And I'll do a little bit on the bottom. Oops. There we go. Let's see. That's probably good. So I like that. I'm just going to cut it where I like it. You know, I put a new blade on my trimmer just a couple days ago, and I think it was a dud blade. You know how you get like paper fuzzies? Oh gosh, I'm gonna tell you. Look at paper fuzzies. This is a new blade. Doggone it. Thank God we're ripping tonight. My son's sitting next to me. If I flub up the evening, he's just gonna take over, okay? He's not going to do paper crafting, though, but he might show you some gaming tricks. We'll just call this Ustream Gaming Tricks Night. Okay, so I'm going to use a little snitch of this paper. Not a lot. I love the polka dots, but I don't want a lot of it. So I'm also going to, yikes, rip it. Ooh, boy. And I'm going to peek it under there. Just a little. Well, let's see. This one I'm going to have to patch together. And that's okay too. There. That works just fine. No, it doesn't. I'll have to fix it. Because I want to roll a little bit of this green up. Just reveal a little more. I got it. I think I have to redo this piece. That was a flop. That was a paper flop. Let's do this over again. Okay. Let's see if that tucks in nicely. I think I'm going to have to tip it. Oops. Let's see. Cynthia says what? The ladies want to meet your son. Jordan, come on over. Here he comes. You guys are silly.
What?
Okay. Hold it. We're going to flip the camera up. You got to bend down a little bit, George. His name is Jordan. Hold it.
Wrong way.
Hold it. You guys are making me redo this camera thing.
What's happening?
You're just going to say hi.
Hello.
There he is. This is Jordan. He's home from school. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Okay. I'm gonna dismiss him like that.
He said I'm going to dismiss him like that. Yes. We've got a show to conduct. There you go, ladies. He's my darling son. He is just a great kid. So there you go, silly ladies. Okay, so I think I better start gluing on. Now, I do not want to use this whole sheet because that is a terrible waste. So I'm going to glue where I need it, and then I'm going to cut off the back, and it makes for a very ugly back page. But nobody sees the back, right? Nobody should be seeing the back of your page. I'm going to glue this down first. And let's see. Make sure my vertical lines are proper. I think I'll just curl a little bit of this. Get my phone out of there. I am. Julianne, I am really, really thrilled to have him home. He goes locally to the university that my husband works at, but he lived on campus, so, and he didn't come home often. And we made this pact that I would not call him to bother him, and I think he really appreciated it, because nobody wants mommy bothering them, you know, while they're trying to be independent. So I didn't text him either. It was kind of just like he's finding his own way, and yes, it was really sad and hard, but I survived. And he did very well in school. I think he did. Hold it. The grades came out and he didn't discuss grades with me yet. But anyway. Yep. Hi, Aaron. Thanks for tuning in. I'm really struggling with this today, but you know, this is just paper ripping. This shouldn't be that hard. What is going on? Okay. Yeah. Well, that is not how I wanted it. That's not how I wanted life. Okay, I think that's good. Glue this down. And I'll get on to the stenciling. Oh yeah, talk about missing my child. Robbie is going to be missing her son very soon. But he'll be on an exciting adventure. An adventure of a lifetime. Okay, so I'm just going to trim it down with my crapola paper cutter. And glue this where I want it. And then I'm going to trim off, I kind of want to mark where I'm going to cut it. I just love this paper, and I don't have very many sheets left of it, so I want to conserve it. So I marked where I wanted to cut it so that I could save at least a strip of it and use it on something else. There we go. So now I can just glue this back on. Now, the big chore is trying to make sure it gets back into a 12 by 12 sheet. That is the real task at hand. First I have to find a 12 by 12 sheet. 12 by 12. Let's see what I got. Okay, I've got this paper. You know, I'm silly. I don't measure anything, so now I have to make sure it fits back on a 12 by 12 sheet. Okay, great, 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 great. So like I said, this is going to be the world's ugliest back of the page, but who cares? Yeah, it's actually not too bad. If it really bothers you though, take another sheet and just glue it onto the back, and like a piece of cardstock, and glue it on. If you're giving it as a gift or something, just glue it on the back and it looks perfect. Okay, I'm going to, before I really bend these and roll these layers up some more, I'm going to do my stenciling. It'll turn out so much better that way. This is a Prima stencil. This is stencil number 575915. And you know what? Since Prima stopped labeling, like naming their stencils, it's made me very sad because now all we can talk is numbers instead of like, oh, the bubble stencil and the flower stencil. Now we just have to talk in generic terms. Okay, so I've got super heavy gesso. I'm not a fan of molding paste as much as I love my super heavy gesso. Molding paste to me sometimes turns a little translucent maybe, or lightens up. It doesn't stay that bright white that I like, and this stuff does. So that's why I often use super heavy gesso. And I'm going to just decorate the edges here. Thanks. So maybe I can read chat while I'm doing this. Yeah, I'm telling you, Shona, I'm with you. Some of the backs are just hideous. Hideous. But that's okay. Let's do this over here. You know what? And I'm kind of throwing caution to the wind because I'm not using my nonstick craft mat under here. I should be, but I didn't think we'd be that messy. Well, you know what? Let's just do that. Let's take a moment here and lay down my nonstick craft mat. If you guys don't, if you don't have a nonstick craft mat, if there's one purchase you need to make, it's the nonstick craft mat. I'm telling you, it will save you so much. Now, let's talk for a second. Last week, Song hosted the show, and she had a little bit of a mishap where she had mist, I think, or a bottle of paint or mist. I can't remember what it was, but boy, she had spillage. It spilled on her table, and if she had a nonstick craft mat on her table, she could have just wipe, and cleaned. But no, sadly, they don't make a table-size nonstick craft mat. Let's see. I just want to put a little bit up here. This stuff also dries very fast. I think that's good. I like. Add a little bit more. Okay, perfect. I love it. Oh, Shona, what was your tip? Doggone. I had to scroll back up in the chat. I also am kind of a fussy person with my stencils. I like to clean them right away. So I have a bowl of water over here. I'm going to stick it in and let it soak so that I don't ruin the stencil. If you don't clean them, especially with molding paste and more mixed medium products, it'll ruin your stencil. If you don't care, that's fine. But beautiful stencils like those Prima ones are meant to be used forever and ever. Let's clean up. That's rather sticky too. There. Okay. Great. I might punch it with I am gone for a sec. So I am gonna just read the chat. Uh-oh, Kathy said, oh, and yardage from Joggles? Kathy, I've never heard of Joggles before. And so actually, I'm wrong. They do, if you buy it by the yardage, you can cover your whole entire table. Wow. That is a great tip. I think that's tip of the day. I think Kathy's ready to host next week's Ustream show. How about it? She had a censored moment there. I see she's got some censoring on the chat stream. Well, thanks everybody, and you know what? There's a lot of people who can't join in the chat, and I thank you also for joining. You're equally important, and I just want to shout out to all you people who are on iPads. Sometimes the iPads can't, don't let you participate in chat. So, okay, Jen, enough chatting, and let's, yeah, you know what? It's pretty dang good. Okay, cool. I'm going to put another little piece of pink, I think. I love polka dot paper. Man, I just love polka dot paper. But that little piece didn't work out for me. Okay, I'm going to rip a little bit of this so I can tuck it under. Maybe just tuck it here. Yeah. Yep. That's good. So, like I said, I'm using the Trimcraft Sweet Paris collection, and it's fabulous. It has a couple of dies in the collection, and I'm going to show you them, and they're just too doggone cute. Let's put a little bit more over here. Gussy it up a bit more. Oop, I'm going to have to rip this off. Yeah, I just want snippets to show. There we go. This is, if I hadn't done the cutting in the back, which was totally really unnecessary, this would be a whole layout without any paper trimming. Without my paper trimmer. Thank God, because like I said, it's crapping out on me. You know, I've had that paper trimmer since I started scrapping, maybe, I don't know, 15 years ago. So, I don't know, do they get worn out? Anybody have to buy a new paper trimmer lately? Okay, good. That's great. Excellent. Enough with the layers. We've, like, bedraggled this layer thing long enough. Okay, I'm going to show you my flowers. See, this is like such a simple, basic page, but sometimes basic is good, clean and simple-ish. Okay, I bought this from Alda's store. It's the Prima Vines. I know we've all used, well, on the shows, a lot of us have used the vines. This is 578251. Don't know if it's oregano or it's one of the herbs. Okay, so I'm going to take and actually just bend it right there because I want it to be a little more elongated, and I think I want to just separate the flowers a little bit. And you know what, these are like really long and goofy for me because they're just kind of too long and awkward. So I'm going to cut a couple of them. Give them a little more room to breathe. And I'll tuck them in someplace else. In my opinion, I don't know if you can see, I think they look better just pulled out a wee tinge bit more. There. I'll set them aside if they don't roll off my table. If the kitty doesn't come along and start playing with it. Yeah, you know what? I think that mine's creative memories too. I think. Now, mine's Fiskars. What am I talking about? Okay. So I'm going to glue this down too. Just go ahead and gob some glue all over it. And you know, this is the first time my son, since he's been away, this is the first time my son is actually seeing me do a show. And you know what? We'll probably have words after because he's probably like, Mom, yikes. Okay, let's see. I think that might be good there. I always have the option to cut my flowers off and place them elsewhere. Okay. Yikes, sticky fingers. Okay. Now I'm going to show you. This is not my tip, or I'm sorry, this is not my trick. I got it off the internet, but it was so dang cool that I had to show you, because maybe you missed this little internet show or a little video tip or whatever. So I'm going to show you the cool little dies that came from Trimcraft. They come on this attached to a big magnetic plate, which is very cool. So I've got a couple of those. I'm trying to find my props because I have some props. Oh, you're there. Okay. Let's set this aside for a sec. My props. What I saw was a great way to get all of the little delicate pieces off of your die without having to use a paper punch, like a, I don't know, some kind of, like the Spellbinders punchy thing. I don't know, whatever tool that is. I like this tool, the tool-in-one. Love it. I love it. But sometimes there's just so many delicate pieces that you want just a quick release. So the video that I saw said use some dryer sheets. So I've got these bounce dryer sheets. Before the show, my husband said, "Where are my dryer sheets?" My husband does the laundry. He prefers it that way. He was in the service, and he loves his laundry just so. But I'm okay using the bounce, but heaven forbid I touch his snuggle sheets. Okay? And these are brand new. He came home from work tonight saying he had to stop and buy some snuggle sheets. So those are a no-no in my house. I'm okay with the bounce. So I'm taking 4 bounce sheets and flattening them out. And I don't know why 4 is the magic number, but just it is. That's what I've been told. So I take my 4 bounce sheets, or dryer sheets, and I fold them in half. Now, can you use like dollar store dryer sheets or less expensive dryer sheets? I tried using dollar store dryer sheets, and honestly, it just didn't work that well. So that's why I'm sticking with the bounce. I'm not sticking with the snuggle. I'm sticking with the bounce. Okay. So I'm going to set this aside. Now, you can reuse your dryer sheet a million times. This is I probably use this one for a month. And that's why, you know, pulling out 4 bounce dryer sheets from your stash is okay, because you can use this for quite a while. So now I'm going to show you what it does. So I ran my pretty little doily die through my die cutter, and I layer it such like this. I've got my die, I've got my sheet of paper, and then I've got my bounce sheet. So let's say, actually, let's use this. I've got my die, and I want my die to face how the side of the paper that I want to use. So I've got my die down, and I've got the dryer sheet on the back. So it's going to look like that. When I'm done, I just pull off the excess paper and pull it right away from the die sheet. Well, I can only do this once. I've only got the magic once, so let's do it in slow-mo. Look at that. I know. Okay, How cool is that? And I don't have any little itty bitty pieces. I might have. I've got a few stragglers, but that's okay. I'm going to keep them in there. Isn't that cool? So then you can just turn it over, use it, use it, use it. There. That is my tip for the night. And I can't take credit for it. I just want you to know. So I cut out, let's put these away. This once again, this was the Trimcraft. I think these are the first edition dies. I bought them from this Alda's store, so I don't know if she still has them, but they're awfully cute. And then I bought the first edition flowers. I'll be making a few of the flowers. This is from Trimcraft also. And let's get the garbage. Okay, so I cut one of these, the Spellbinders floral ovals. I'm going to use for a base for my photos. So let's stick down. Whoops. Because it's not lying flat, I'm going to add a little bit of cardboard or foam on the back of this, because if I tape it down or glue it down, I don't want it to like bend in the middle. You can't even see it. I'm not even doing it a service, but trust me, I want this to just lie flat. So I'm going to cut a little piece of cardboard. Maybe just pretend it's a circle, or a little bit of an arc on it. There's no measuring. This is the no measuring show. I think Shona runs the no measuring show too. Just cut and glue. Oh, and it's upside down. I don't know if I really care all that much, but perfect. And this, so the cardboard just gives it some support so that it lies maybe flush with the flowers. And I'll glue it down. Yeah, I wonder where Jean is. You know, it's the end of the school year, so perhaps she's busy. Or if school's already ended, perhaps she's busy having a little cocktail and celebrating. You know, the end of the school year. Okay, so my photos went where? Let's see. Okay, I'm grabbing my photo. I cut these little photos out. I made them smaller. And I'm going to just, you know what I did with this one? They're black and white, and I don't have my ink pad with me, but I took my pink, what is it called? Sponge sugar. I had a sponge sugar pad, and I rubbed sponge sugar ink on it to make it a little pink and a little less harsh with the black and white. So that's what I do sometimes. And if I want to maybe custom color my photo a little bit more, instead of having it stark black and white. Maybe if I'm doing vintage, I might add some vintage photo on it, just rub it onto the photo. That makes sense. I think it does. Let's see. I have my little stamp head over here. So if I were going to do that, I've got my nephew over here. I'm going to just do that with my nephew. Let's say I want him vintaged a little bit more. I'll just take my stamp pad, my blending tool, and just vintage him up a little bit. So anyways, that's that. You know, with a captive audience like you guys, I can tell you, I can say anything. And since you're on chat, yeah, nobody's paying attention. That's good. So let's glue these girls up. Stick them on my page. I added cardboard to this one to give it a little bit of volume and lift, dimension. Stick that there. I cut out these doilies because I think I'm going to just snip them in half and tuck them down here. I didn't do that on the first layout, but I really like them. And that's what I'm going to do. You can't really see them too much, but if you bend them up a little bit, just give them some volume. In real life, they add a bit of texture to your page. Maybe I'll stick another one over here. I'll stick some up here and bend it. And then I'm going to roll my my layers. I'm going to put one down here, I think. Yeah. Yep, I'm going to do that. Oh, it's off the camera. I don't think you can even see that. Okay. I'm just going to finish embellishing, and then we're done. I mean, this is like a simple, oh, I've got a few more things. I don't want Cynthia to call me and say, you totally forgot. I've got these floral berries. I just buy them at the big box stores. You know, they're cheap. Like $1. If you can find them like for, you know, when they're on sale, 40%, like $1. You know? I just buy up a bunch of them and store them, and I'm going to stick them in, tuck them in to my floral cluster. They add a little punch of color, and I think they're just cool. Hey, and you know what? I recommend you guys go take a look at Michelle's, what was it, Playdate Thursday from last week. She did the coolest little thing, which is akin to these floral berries, only she made them herself. And I was just like, wow, so cool. So go check those out if you get a chance. You guys will all be making little floral berries. These little bobber things, these twirly bobber things, I'm going to stick them in there. Spread them out a little bit and glue them back in. There, I kind of like that. Oh, I like that. Let's see what else. I've got my pins, my Sweet Paris stick pins. Stick pins can be tricky if you don't make sure that they're not sticking out the bottom edge. You know, you don't want the recipient of your layout to get stuck. Well, I don't think you do. I'm not judging you, okay? I'm going to stick this one in, and I want it showing just a wee. Oh, see what I'm saying? That is not good. That was not a successful stick pin. Actually, I think he's got some glue on it. Maybe I'll just do that. Add some glue. Yikes. There. This guy, I think he's successful. Okay, great. We're moving along. Thanks again for everybody coming to visit me. I've got to grab out some of the buttons, and we're going to make a flower with the really cute flower dies. I'm going to set this aside. The very, very cute flower dies that I showed you before from Trimcraft, the first edition. They're actually called flower dies. I didn't make that name up. I just punched out a few, and I'm gonna make a couple of layered flowers. So I've got my flower, I've got my roller thing. I'm not even gonna make up a name for this thing, but I'm going to roll my edges, roll my petals, I guess. This is a piece of foam. Now, I got this from Alda, the rolling of the flowers, because normally I would have just set them flat, like glued them together like that, and thought I was the queen. But until I sat next to Alda at a scrap camp one time, Alda is the queen. I just want to put that out there. Oh, Donna, you got all the papers? Love them. Love, love, love. Let's see. And I'm gluing the layers together. I'm going to, what did I do? I've got this little guy. I'm going to roll him too. Alda is such, to sit next to Alda and have her make flowers, oh, it's so cool. She's got patience. Oh, I'll tell you. It's quite a treat to see her make her flowers. Maybe she'll dazzle us at camp. So, but I'll tell you, it does make a difference when you roll and round the little edges. It does totally make a difference. Okay, great. I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to bedazzle. I'm going to bedazzle this a little bit with some Prima glitter. So I'm adding some glue to the edges. This is probably not the best glue to use, but I don't care. I've got it out. I'm using it. There. I had, oops, whoops, whoops, whoops. Yikes! I need my son to come over and help me with this. I'm going to tell you a little secret that my son probably won't want the world to know, but yet, thus and such, I'm going to tell you. When I need a scrappy 911, when Jordan is home, and Jordan isn't an artist, but he's got an incredible eye. So I'll say to him, Jordan, should I do this or that? And Jordan will give me an honest opinion. He'll be like, no, Mom, scrap the flower. Or, no, the flower looks good there. So if I really need a scrappy 911, but it got to be a little painful for him, so he put this rule in place where he could only give me one piece of advice a day. So don't ask for two, favor. Don't ask for two scrappy 911s. Just you get one. Hi, Costume Diva. Hi, Emery. Thank you for showing up. So I've got my beautiful flower that I bedazzled with my sparkly glitter. And I don't know if you can, if it'll focus. No, it's not too bad. You can kind of see it. So I'm going to stick it, I think I'm going to stick it right there. Why not? I'll only make one. We don't need to bedraggle on and on with the flowers. I think you get the point. Oh, and you know what? I'm getting a little messy over here. I'm just going to glue it on. Let me find my flowers for the night. I've got these flowers. These are Prima's Isabella Vedettes. You know what I love about these papers too, the Sweet Paris? They don't have Parisian names, and I can actually pronounce them. You know, it's just the Sweet Paris collection. They don't have La Fleur de Lis or whatever names, ridiculous names that I just can't pronounce. So I'm going to grab a couple of these out and tuck them in here and there. Because what's a layout without flowers? I know you gals love your flowers. Oh yeah, are you guys talking about this little tray? Yeah, you can buy it at any craft store. It's, oops. And you know what the cool thing is? It has a little opening that you can just dump all of your, you know, beads or whatever back into the container. So I think that they make bigger ones as well, because, you know, sometimes when you've got a 12 by 12 layout that you're working on, this little thing ain't gonna cut it. But okay, so I've glued him on. I think I'll glue that one on. No, I'm gonna glue this one over here. I think I'm gonna pull all this out. Well, yeah, I'm gonna pull it out there. There. I like that. Get my Sweet Paris buttons. I pulled the green one out. Let's see. I had a little piece of string. I wanted to show you. I think I'll cut it. You know, I probably threw the string out thinking it was junk. I'm going to cut another piece. Let's see. Can I reach? Ah! No. Sorry, I had to stand up, and obviously that didn't work out with the camera. Okay. So I cut a piece of string. This is just plain old string. And if I want to try easily to feed it through my button, I'm going to have to take care of the ends so that they don't fray. So I took some glue, and I'm going to just dab a little bit of glue on my end and roll it. I know, this is where you're going to have to dive in and get your fingers dirty, right? So roll it so that it's got a really fine, of course, it's not going to focus, but it lends itself for feeding through your button quite easily. So there's none of this. Okay, this, before I got smart, I would do this, okay? This. And then I would lick it, right? No, that isn't going to work. So take a little dab of glue and twirl it with your finger. And, oh gosh, I'm going to have to scroll back and see what Delena's microbead tip is. Oh, okay, there you go. And I'm going to just easily string it. So easy. Tie it. I think I'll knot it. And I'm going to cut it so that it frays. Yeah, now I want it to fray. And my Timmy scissors. Gosh, my trimmer and my Timmy scissors are going to pot on me. This is my second pair. They're fairly new, but I think I've gobbed them up with so much glue and stuff that they're no longer, they're losing their bite. Okay, so I'm going to just glue my button on. Let me clean up. The buttons are from the Sweet Paris collection too. I think I may have said that, but boy, I'm like a huge fan of Trimcraft lately. They can do no wrong. So stick it in there. Stick my button in there. My button heart. It's adorable. Heart over my the faces of my darling nieces. And the last thing I think is I had some leaves, but I no longer have my leaves. Where are they? I was just going to tuck some spare leaves. Oh, here they are. Oh, gosh, I've got a few more things to do. I've got my spare leaves. These are Prima's butterfly collection leaves. Gosh, I love them. they're really beautiful. So I took the pretty blush pink ones. This one's kind of pretty too. This one's got a very subtle pattern on it. But I'm going to tuck them in behind and around my vine, just because I want the pink to pop a little bit and break up the monotony of all of the neutral color vines. So, you know, this project too, I've got no inking on it. There's no cutting and no inking. I don't want it to have a vintage look. I just wanted it to have a pretty girly look. And I think I'll stick another one over here maybe. I don't want to overwhelm it with pink flowers, but I just want to make them pop a little bit. Just a few. Robbie's next week, so I know you'll be entertained. She's so much fun. She's got that lively personality that just makes, and her giggle is just way too cute. Jean's here. Hello, Jean. Yes, we were wondering where you were. We were wondering if you were celebrating the end of the school year. There. Okay, got that. I've got these accordion flowers. I'm going to grab one of them. They are also from the Trimcraft Sweet Paris collection. I think I'll grab, don't want that one. Maybe the big one? Yeah, I think I'm doing the big one tonight. No, that's a little big. That's a little robust. I'll do this cute little one. Whoops. I'll stick it on. Let's stick it right. Yeah, okay. So now I gooped up my photo with some glue, so I'm going to have to do a little glue remediation. I'm taking my paper towel and just wiping it off. If you get it fast enough, sometimes the glue will wipe right off. I'm not doing too bad of a job. Okay. Okay, time to glue that back down. Otherwise, just don't be a little more careful than I am. Make sure you want it there before you just glue like a banshee. Right? Oh, June 19th. Wow, I would have thought you guys would have gotten out earlier. And then these are the Sweet Paris pearl adhesives. What? I used a pearl adhesive on top of my button. I actually ripped the button off of my other one and put a pearl on. I'm just going to put the pearl right over the button. There. The pearls are awfully pretty. They're these colors right here, the green and the peach color, are awfully delicate looking. I think I'm going to put a pearl down here too. And you know what? And then we're done. This is like it. There. So I got a couple of minutes to spare. I'm going to see if I can pull the camera up. There we go. There we go. Yay. Let's see if I can swing the camera around. And let's see. There we go. Oh, let's turn this the glaring light off. So thank you. Hey Jordan, come and say goodbye to everybody. My son's over here. He's the producer of the show tonight. We'll just call him that. I want to thank everybody for stopping by and spending your hour with me. He's got no head. He's just got a hand.
Who needs a head anyways?
Who needs a head? Who needs a head when you have paper product? Next week is Robbie, like I said, and the kit reveal is the coming up. It's the 31st. I don't know what day of the week that is, but it's only in a couple days, so get ready if you haven't pre-ordered. And pre-order is always the best option, in my opinion. Anything that I show that's on the show, that I used on the show, if it's in the store, is 10% off. And I think that's all I have. I really think, yeah, I think that's it. So thank you so much for coming and spending your hour with me. Good night. Let's see what to turn off. I think we'll